Commissioners, and could we stand for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for being here. This is the Mahoning County Commissioners Hearing Room, regular meeting number 34, Thursday, August 25th, 2022, 10 a.m. We call to order the pledge. Does anybody have any public comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll go forward. Approval of the previous minutes, board meeting number 33, Thursday, August 18th, 2022, and approval of bills for payment. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve. Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Advertisement for bids, number 1, sanitary. Pat?
Morning, everybody. Commissioners, number 1 is the rebid of the Camel wastewater treatment plant grit removal system. This is improvement number 522.
Okay, thank you. Advertisement for bids, number 1. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve advertisement for bids. Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Legal notice number 1, OMB grants. Anna?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a notice of amendment for public hearing to the fiscal year 2020 CDBG program.
Okay, thank you. Legal notice number 1. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve legal notice. Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. At journal entry number 1. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve journal entries. Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 2, travels auditors. Is anybody here from the auditor? Jimmy, do you want to talk?
Sure.
about that?
This is for their weights and means, weight vehicle to calibrate it. It's general fund.
Okay, and prosecutors, B, Jimmy?
Sure, that's to keep up with digital evidence. They want to be current and learn. It's non-general fund.
Okay, number 2, travels A and B. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve travels. Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 3, agreements, job and family services, A. Audrey, how you doing?
Okay, how are you? Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Nancy, Audrey. Good morning, Jim. Letter A, Job and Family Services, Amendment number 1 with Juvenile Justice Center for the 2022 TANF Summer Youth Employment Program in the additional amount of $315,000, and it's from the non-general fund.
Audrey, how'd that work out this year? Did you get a lot of students?
Yes, we did, and that's why we had to add additional money. So we did have a nice group of students, yes.
Glad to hear that. You're doing a good job with that. With you.
Thanks.
Lead-based B and C.
Morning. B is an agreement with American Pinnacle Construction for lead hazard control work at 210 Funston, in the amount of $35,675, and that is in conjunction with the City of Youngstown CDBG grant. And C is an agreement also with American Pinnacle for lead hazard control at 708 Cassius in the amount of $26,250, both non-general and both in conjunction with the city's CDBG award.
Okay, thank you. D, recycling.
Morning, Commissioners. Item D is a agreement. These are lease agreements with Berlin, Goshen, Milton Townships to host a drop-off recycling site for the public. Item E is a agreement with Public Services. This provides container rental at 2 locations in the county. They are available to all road departments in Mahoning County for tires that are openly dumped on public roads and or property.
Okay, thank you. And F, G, and H, sanitary.
Commissioners, letter F is an agreement with Mahoning Valley Safety Consultants. This is for safety training, which is site specific in the estimated amount of $8,900 non-general funds. Letter G is an agreement with Youngstown Letter Shop. This is for mail finishing services for the 2022 Pipelines newsletter. Estimated amount is $1,841.21. also non-general funds. And letter H is an agreement with 42 Inc. to provide materials for the exhibit assembly and support structure, transportation removal of the display at the Canfield Fair in the estimated amount of $3,964.84, also non-general funds.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Number 3, agreements A through H. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve agreements. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante,
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 4, appointments A, commissioners. Appoint the following individual to serve on the Western Reserve Transit Authority for 3 years, effective September 1st, 2022 to August 31st, 2025, and that would be Anthony Stratus. Do I hear a motion?
A motion to approve appointments. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante,
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 1, resolution additions. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve resolution additions. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes. Number 2, resolutions, commissioners. A resolution authorizing the County of Mahoning, Ohio, to approve the assurance of hospital facility revenue bonds of the County of Allen, Ohio, and authorizing other documents in connection with the assurance of such bonds. Do you want to say anything now? Do you want to address the?
Sure, I'm happy to provide a brief overview. This is the resolution that corresponds to the TEFRA hearing we had prior to the beginning of this meeting, and the resolution just memorializes the county's participation. Again, there will be no obligation to the county. They will have to execute another copy of the Public Hospital Agencies Agreement in connection with this, and perhaps a couple other bond documents. So this resolution just provides the mechanism to participate and then to execute the needed documents. But again, it will not impact this county in any way from taking out its own bond funds, and then there's no liability to the county either with the issuance of these funds, which are coming through the County of Allen.
Thank you very much. B is the commissioners. It's a resolution changing the county seat of the commissioners' hearing room to OSU Extension Office at 490 South Broad Street, Canfield, Ohio, on Thursday, September 1st at 8:30 in the morning. And that will be the start of the Canfield Fair. So we always have our meetings at the OSU Extension at that point. C, the commissioner sheriff. Joe?
Good morning, everyone. Commissioners, this is approval of one voucher for Armstrong Cable in the amount of $99.95, and that was needed for internet service for the operation we did for the human trafficking last week.
Thank you. D, facilities, Alan?
Morning, Commissioners. This is a resolution approving the appointment of 2 custodians for the department.
Thank you. E, jobs and family services, Audrey.
E is a resolution for Job and Family Services approving the appointment of 3 case managers for Job and Family Service for the department.
Okay, thank you. And F, sanitary, Pat.
Commissioners, letter F is a resolution approving a paid leave of absence beginning August 17th, 2022 for one employee of the department.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Number 2, resolutions A through F. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve resolutions. Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler,
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes, and that concludes the business portion of our meeting. And I want to tell everyone here, and those that, you know, every year or every so many months, I do give this. When you see us go through the agenda and not question anything that's on here, is because prior to this agenda, we're giving what you call the ITS, which is a county informational tracking system, of which we get, each of us, and we talk with our clerk, our administrator, to find out information referencing what we're going to put on the ballot, put on the agenda. If at that point we don't feel we need more information, we'll have it pulled. But we've vetted all of this. So I want everyone to know that, because sometimes when you see us go through it, you probably wonder, how'd you do that so fast without questioning that? Well, in Mahoning County, we actually work together to see what we have in the county, what needs to be done, and what we need to be voted on. So I just wanted everyone to know that. So that's my little skill. I just like to do that every so many months because I see people kind of look at us and wonder, how the hell did you get there? But
They think we took forever if they went to a city council meeting. And they think that we took lightning speed if you went to a trustees meeting. Because trustees meeting, we lasted 3 or 4 or 5 hours, and the city council is 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and we're somewhere in between.
well, so you would then say.
I think
that we-
Bob understands.
I would think that then you would say that we probably are the best. I think everybody here would agree. I didn't see Bob shaking his head.
I love off town. So there's, that's because of people like Jimmy and Nancy. And
Yep.
Audrey.
Yep, and our Anna and our whole staff. They're the ones who prepare, and Nancy prepares the its and yells at us every day. And Audrey comes in and says, we need to talk about this. Call everybody up, have them in here. Okay.
Anna hollers at me all the time, and so does Nancy. Both in big
Well, I
trouble.
can't say that's wrong.
Because they tolerate them.
I just, and I know my 2 colleagues will elaborate on this, but I'm gonna just give you a few minutes of, before we end the meeting, because this should be in the official meeting, about what we did on Tuesday with our courthouse. Thanks to the staff, the maintenance, Alan, your department was phenomenal. I want you to, relay that to all your guys. They did an excellent job. Audrey and Holly and Jimmy and Nancy, all the prep work for that. I mean, it was just, it couldn't have been any better or any better done anywhere. I mean, and if you haven't had a chance to go through this most beautiful courthouse, and I say this everywhere I am because you get chills when you just stand in the middle of the rotunda and you look up and you think, how in the heck did they do this back in 1911 or 1908? How did they have the vision to do the gold plating and paint these pictures up there? I mean, it's just the construction, the terracotta. I mean, the marble flooring is the original. I mean, we're looking at over 100 years right now. And the people back then, and they were all in the trades, I must say, they were all tradesmen, Marty, and laborers and cement finishers and marble finishers. I mean, unreal how they spent time doing that. And I wanted to say also that Mr. Isley and Mrs. Isley were there, and he is a direct offspring of the Isley architect that was in that building. Am I correct on that,
Yes, you
Jimmy?
are.
And I just,
Was it grandson?
Yes,
Yeah.
grandson, yes.
and
How about
thank
that?
you for being the project manager. I mean, that was a pet thing of yours. Every day he'd say, I want you to come and look at how they cemented the corner of this with the terracotta. I went, really? So I'd walk all the way around the courthouse and go look at how they did the terracotta. I mean, when you look up, go out of here, bring your son, because this is history. You should go upstairs and show him the building. I mean, this is part of history. These kids and their children will be here when they open that time capsule. Unbelievable. I mean, I just can't talk, and I get chills when I think about that. I mean, it's like the best finished project in Mahoning County. So thank you all who were a part of it. And I'll turn this
really
over to Anthony
nobody,
and Dave.
nobody realizes the difficulty getting through this process, because when I got here in 13, we threw out the architect because the bidding was double
Yes.
what we thought it should be. And the way that it was constructed, to pay the architects that did the design work. And so we had to go through the whole process all over again and came in at half of the original 12 million. It was
Under
over
budget.
12 million.
Under budget.
We came in at just over 6,
Yes.
which was under the 6.5 or whatever it was supposed to be. And that added a a lot of the things in the center where the windows were replaced and, different roofing, a lot of different things were done. And you don't realize that they had to make a mold. When they say terracotta, all of the decorative portion on the lining around the top of the roof, they had to make a plastic mold of every piece, take them off and send and have them remanufactured in that mold to bring back and replace so that it looked identical to the originals. And like I think you explained, or one of the, David from MS explained that, there's only two companies. One was in Paris, France. And one was in Buffalo, New York.
Yes,
How about
New
that?
York, yes.
One in Buffalo, New York, one in Paris, France. And yeah. Hey, you know what? There's the Italians,
Just saying.
nobody does better masonry work, marble, I mean.
Check out the Vatican.
Yeah. No more need said. right,
Exactly.
Anthony? No more need said.
Well, remember when they.
But
brought
I
us
was
in-
there
Do you
once a
remember
time.
when they brought us in the back of our building?
Yes.
And that terracotta had to go, you made them send it back and redo it
Yeah.
because they didn't do the balusters right. He
Right.
says, this is going back, come back and look at it.
Yes.
I said, oh my God, this crazy. He goes, well, it's wrong. You gotta do it again. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but it was
That
a
was-
long,
was-
arduous, what word am I looking for? Process.
Long time.
Tedious.
Tedious
process.
No, but anyway, yeah, it was really
Oh.
amazing to go through this. And Jim, you were on top of things every step of the way, and and the updates we got all the way through, and and it was so neat. The things that were taken out of the other time capsule. If you didn't realize, you were able to look at all the things that were on display from the old time capsule. There was only one photograph that was placed in the time capsule in 1908. And that was a picture of about 25 orphan kids that were in an orphanage in Youngstown, Ohio. And that was the only photo that was included in the time capsule. And there was a registry book of everybody in the city of Youngstown. And it had their name, their address, and their occupation. And there were 4 Remedios in there that
Right.
were Carol's relatives that lived at 1414. I remember the address. I forget the street name though. 1414.
It was in North Bright Hill area.
Yeah, and it was funny because it had laborer, tailor, clerk. One was a tailor, one was a clerk, and 2 were laborers. And it had their occupation and their address and it had their names listed. It was pretty wild, to be able to see things like that in perfect condition, perfect. And then we had the privilege to put things in there from the entire county. People sent them in from all of the political subdivisions, all the communities and all the departments. And, we filled it up. It was, Audrey had a tough time trying to get everything into the time capsule. We did, and
I said,
then
to her,
the
I want to add
statues.
something.
I
She
wish I
says,
would've
there's
brought
no
one
room.
with
I
us.
forgot.
The statues.
Oh, my
we
God.
had, they were made by 3D
They were all
3D printing. And oh, yeah,
Yeah, there
no,
is
there's no
one. Well,
picture. That's
just-
just the original statue.
And they're all women.
You know,
You
they're-
know that they're all women.
Well, that's for discussion.
Oh, it's- We have the story.
Yeah.
See how they're
So-
all women.
But, they made the 3D printed statues that we were able, commemorative statues to provide
Provided
to
by
a
the
lot
green
of the
team.
people and put one into the time capsule as well. So,
And the green tea
The green
provided.
team
funds.
oh yeah, that's right.
Thank you, Blue.
Out of recycled materials.
Yes,
Corn mace was part of that.
and that's where you should take your son if you want to take him to some history. Go down to American Makes and have
You know,
him
we
walk
should have
through
put in
there.
that time capsule. I should have put in a tube of udder cream. I'll bet it was lasted 100 years. You know, Bill, because Brian Kennedy is sitting here, one of our board members on the Veteran Services Board. And Brian Kennedy and his family, his father invented Buttercream.
That's correct.
And
That'd be the
Brian,
most supple time capsule ever.
and there you go.
You could put a double cheeseburger in here from McDonald's, it'll look the same.
Dave did sneak a bottle of Crown Royal in there. I actually,
Not
I
a
shouldn't have
chance.
told on him,
Not
but
a chance. I don't give my Crown Royal up.
I doubt that very seriously. It would have been empty. Take it to the bank. All right, Anthony, do you have anything?
no, I tell you what, this was something that just really took me because, I'm into all these things about time travel, teleportation. And so it was kind of a surreal because I was one of the commissioners that actually opened the first time capsule. And I just remember doing it that day and I felt really weird for a few days because the thought of those folks were there putting things in their time capsule. And it's been 100 years. So if you think of the essence of time, it went that quick. And here we are doing the same thing those people were doing on that day. They were talking, what's the future going to be like? What will Mahoning County be like? And those were the same things that ran past me through my mind. And I was acting like I'm actually going to be here when they open it. So I'm going through family photos. I'm going through this. I'm writing letters. I'm doing personal things. It really just drove me crazy. Why? I don't know. But, I want to give a lot of people their due with this. And this man right here, Jim Fortunato, he should have been on the front page of the Vindicator. He and his staff and Audrey and everybody that was involved in this project, it looks easy when we stand up there and, pull the things off of our plaques and all that. But the hard work, it took 11 years to get this done because as Carol said and Dave, we did the upper envelope of the courthouse. We had to seal everything off and redo everything back to its original luster. And we did this. And the project did come in under budget because of Jim Fortunato's eyes. He knows what he is doing. So all being said, this was a beautiful, beautiful day. And the commissioners were very proud of what we did. 100 years from now, God only knows. But that's why I chose the poem from Pink Floyd's song, Time. And Brian Kennedy, you remember we were at a lot of parties in high school and Pink Floyd was playing in the background. Well, that was almost 40 years ago. So 100 years is going to pass. And we just hope that we left some really unique things inside that time capsule. And me, Carol, and Dave were placing that in the cornerstone and knowing that it's going to be sealed off and not touched for 100 years. It was very sobering, for lack of a term. But I just want to thank everybody that was involved. Carol and Dave, they're great. Nancy, Jimmy, everybody. And we got it done. And we should be very proud of what we've done to that 100-year-old building. So I enjoyed it immensely. And I'm glad I was here serving to been able to do the time capsule because 100 years, that's it. Thank you.
I had the privilege to be on the Bicentennial Committee, chair of the Bicentennial Committee for Austintown in 1998. And we buried a time capsule as well. And Jimmy Johnson and he was the 4th of July chair and I was the township chair and for co-chairs for the Bicentennial. And when we put things in for Austintown, it's buried right, we buried it.
Wow, where is
It's right in front of the building, the Stacy Pavilion in the parks, right in front of it. And we literally got a small coffin donated, and everything was put in it and it's in a vault and, down below there. And I remember I went, it was 98, I think, and when we put it in, and I went down to one of these baseball cards and collectibles and I got, give me all the rookie cards from the last 2 years that are inexpensive, all the way up to this year. And I put about like 100 baseball cards in it.
So
I thought maybe one day these will,
Did you seal them up? Do you remember how you did
I
it?
put them in little plastic sleeves.
That's pretty cool.
And put them in there. So who knows, maybe somebody will be in there that's valuable, but
What year, Dave? 2000.
98.
So you got 100 years.
So we opened in 2090, 2000.
It's a 100-year time count.
Yeah, 100 year.
I don't even like thinking that far in advance. Let's keep it one day at a time. I say. All right, so that concludes our meeting. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Trafficante.
Yes.
Commissioner Ditzler.
Yes.
Commissioner Remedy Agati.
Yes, and don't forget, next meeting is next Thursday, September 1st, 8:30 OSU Extension Office. And then we'll go over and open up the fair. So do come to that one. That'll be out at the fair. It'll be a nice morning there as well. Okay, gang, thank you.